Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Just so everybody knows, you know, it kind of goes against what we're going to talk about this morning, but that was not my fault. Had a little, what you would call some technical difficulties, but I'm going to jump right into it because, we try to get this thing done in 15 minutes every morning, and we're already a little bit over. But check it out. I want to ask you something. Do you have what you consider to be a positive attitude? Do you have that? Everybody's going to say yes, but to be honest with you, less than 1 in 100 actually have a positive attitude. Less than 1 in 100 people actually have a positive attitude. I want you to ask yourself, are you really in the 1%? Are you really in the 1% of anything? Because it's not that hard to do because so many people are so used to being mediocre. But check this out. I'm going to give you a bunch of questions, and then I want you to respond and go back over this, write them down, and see how you measure up. Here's the first question I got for you. I watch the local news about an hour a day. Yes or no? Yes or no? I read the newspaper every day. Yes or no? Right? I read a news magazine every week. Yes or no? You hear me? Sometimes I have a bad day all day. Yes or no? I get angry for an hour or more. Yes or no? Now, these aren't my questions. These come straight from psychology. These come straight from Psychology Today. You hear me? Check it out. I look to blame others when something goes wrong. Yes or no? I want you to think about this. When I get angry at my spouse and don't talk for more than 4 hours. Yes or no? I bring and discuss problems to work from my home. Yes or no? I plan for the worst. Yes or no? I'm affected by bad weather. It's too cold. It's too hot. It's too much rain. And I'm so affected by it, I talk about it frequently. Check this out. If you have 0 through 2 answers of yes, then you have a positive attitude. If you have 3 to 6 answers of yes, believe it or not, your attitude is more negative than you think. And if you have 7 or more answers of yes, you have a problem. And you have a serious attitude problem. If you've got any more than 4 yes answers to those questions I just now asked you, I want to challenge you to go out and invest in some books from people like Dale Carnegie. You know him from How to Win Friends and Influence People. Norman Vincent Peale, Ken Blanchard, W. Clement Stone, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Wayne Dyer, Dennis Waitley. These are people who write about how you can, not why you can't. They've done tests all over the nation, y'all, and it's revealed some really startling statistics about why a lot of entrepreneurs fail. I wanted to share them with you this morning. Maybe you want to put them in the comments. I challenge you to share this with a partner of yours. Share this with a teammate. Share this with a significant other, because you can go through these tests together and we're going to save some relationships. We're going to save some personal relationships. We're going to save some business relationships, because we're all only human. We're all battling the same circumstances. We're all battling the same environments. We all have issues that pop up when we're trying to go from 0 to 100 real quick. But what separates the weak from the strong, what separates the world class from the mediocre, is your intent and capacity to improve. Check this out, y'all. Write this down. 15% of the reason that entrepreneurs fail is improper training. That's 15%. improper training. 20%, poor verbal and written skills. Somebody give me that in the comments. Somebody give me that in the comments. So 15% of why you fail is improper training. 20% of why people fail is poor verbal and written communication skills. We ain't done yet. 15% of why you fail is a problematic boss, problematic management. But millionaires, the other 50%, according to statistics, according to social science, according to the cream, the world class, 50% of why entrepreneurs fail is attitude. I bet you that sounds kind of impossible to some of us, doesn't it? Salespeople, entrepreneurs, they could succeed 50% more if they just change the way they think. Business relationships, personal relationships, they could succeed 50% more if they could just change the way they think. Earl Nightingale did this recording. It's the first spoken word project to ever go platinum. A guy named Earl Nightingale. He wrote a book called The Strangest Secret. Somebody write that in the comments and give me a share. The Strangest Secret. As a matter of fact, if you're on our text message system, just text @MillMind to 81010. Then what I'll do is I'll send you a copy of The Strangest Secret. If you join today, I'll send you a copy of it. But in this world famous, internationally known recording, Earl Nightingale breaks down the secret of a positive attitude. As a matter of fact, he breaks down the secret of a negative attitude. You know what it is? You become what you think about. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. Somebody type that in the comments and give me a share. This is vital if you want to be successful. We become what we think about. Do you hear me, millionaires? We become what we think about. But this is a dedicated discipline that has to be practiced, because you got 64,000 thoughts running through your head every day, and most of them are the same thoughts you had yesterday. And most of them are negative because your mind is a prediction device. We're going to talk about that this weekend in the Kaizen Academy. Your mind is a prediction device, and that's why you hate change. Because once things start changing, how is your brain supposed to be able to predict what happens next? Does that make sense? If you want to begin to change your attitude, to change your success, and change your income, I got 11 ways that you can do it almost instantly this morning. So I want you to write these down in your power book. I want these to maybe become something you add to your philosophy, add to your mantra. I'm going to give you 11 of them. I don't expect you to use all 11, but 1 or 2 or 3 is going to stick out. And I want to challenge you to use it. Here's the first one I got for you. When something goes wrong, remember, it's nobody's fault but yours. That's a mantra. And this is a caveat. This isn't number 2. I'm still on number 1. The only healthy response to any crisis is to look in the mirror and say, it's my responsibility. Might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. What do you mean, Hazik? Because you're the one that got to live your life. It is not helpful to you to blame someone else for how you're feeling when they aren't feeling what you're feeling. Now, the danger of relationships is that if they love you enough, then they'll start to feel the way you feel. They'll find themselves feeling down because you're down, and they wasn't even down. You'll find yourself feeling down because they down, and you weren't even down. And the way relationships work is, if you mess around and are feeling good and they're feeling bad, it's going to irritate them. If you're feeling bad and they're feeling good, they're going to irritate you. That's why you've got to take responsibility for how you feel. You know, any therapist worth their salt will tell you You cannot affect how someone else feels. You can't make someone else happy. They do that for themselves. What you can do is provide a good environment, but you can't make someone happy. Millionaires, same goes for you. No one else can make you happy. Does that make sense? No one else can make you happy. When something goes wrong, remember, it's no one's responsibility but your own. Here's number 2. You always have and always have had a choice. Some of y'all beat yourselves up. You say, I had no choice. Somebody gives you a compliment for pulling something off, for pulling it out the fire. And you say, I had no choice. But that's not true. You did have a choice. And you do have a choice. And here's the thing. You are choosing to go to that job. You are choosing to stay in that environment. You are choosing to earn the kind of income that you're earning. You are choosing to create the kinds of friendships that you have. You are choosing to have a mentor or not have a mentor. You are choosing to invest in your mind instead of your body. You are choosing to invest in your mind instead of distraction. You are choosing to make yourself valuable so you can become powerful. You always have had and will always have a choice. Here's the third one I got for you, right? If you think it's okay, it is. If you think it's not okay, it's not. That's like a little paraphrase of that famous Henry Ford joint. If you think you can or think you can't, you're absolutely right. Check this out. If you think it's okay, it is. If you think it's not, it's not. Mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Write that down. Here's the fourth one. Ignore the local junk news. How many of you can say, I got to where I am in life, I'm at this level of success because I watched the news? How many of you can say that? Because if you can't say that, and if no one else can say that, that's a clue. That's a clue. You're being fed the bull. What I'm saying is, instead of watching this local junk news, what I'm saying is do a project, make a plan, do something to enhance your life other than looking at other people's misery in a weak attempt to make yourself feel better without having to change. Here's number 5. For 1 year, read only positive books and material. Y'all say, man, I just want to hurry up and have it. But you can't have it without doing. And you can't do it without being. And when that bush talked to Moses, that bush was like, I am that I am. That bush ain't say, I do that I do. That bush ain't say, I have that I have. So what does that teach us? The most important thing about that God consciousness was that that consciousness realized that it was God. How are you going to increase your awareness about who you are and whose you are and the type of potential that you have inside if you aren't putting in treasure? Haven't you ever heard garbage in, garbage out? What I'm trying to say to you is, for 1 year, read only positive books and material. It's going to change your life. Here's the next one. Whenever you face an obstacle, millionaire, this is number 6. Whenever you face an obstacle or something goes wrong, look for the opportunity. Look for the opportunity. It's only positive attitude that's going to allow you to see opportunity in adversity. Somebody give me that in the comments, because it's important. It is my attitude that allows me to see the opportunity in the adversity. Right now, our own business is going through some serious kind of like that. There's some challenges going on, baby. But me and my business partner, we have the attitude of the world class. So I bet you this is going to come out with us being 10 times better at the end. I will bet money on it. More importantly, I'll bet my life on it. More importantly, I already have. Because what I'm saying to you is that attitude allows you to see the opportunity and the adversity. Now, see, the opportunity is always there, whether you have a good attitude or a bad attitude. The opportunity is there, baby. It's just that the opportunity is there, whether you have a good attitude or a bad attitude. The opportunity is there. You hear what I'm saying to you? It's the attitude that allows you to see the opportunity. Am I making sense to somebody out there? What I'm trying to say to you is that the law of polarity is a very real thing. And what the law of polarity says is if there's a right side, there got to be a left. Have you ever seen a piece of bread with one side? You ever seen a quarter with one side? You ever seen a page with one side? Well, see, this is all part of the universe. This is a law. That means if there's something bad about it, there got to be something good about it, but it's your attitude that allows you to see the opportunity and the adversity. Here's number 7. You got to start listening to attitude audios. You got to start listening to attitude audio tapes, attitude seminars, y'all. You know, you got to join stuff like the Kaizen Academy so that you're able to invest in yourself. That is the ultimate investment. We put more into our clothes than we do our brain. I ain't going to embarrass you and make you put it in the comments, but I dare some of you admit how many books you've read since you stopped having to read books because you was in school. Some of y'all graduated school and said, "Oh, my learning days are over." That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Because I'm going to tell you something about this thing called life. You're either going to learn with intention or you're going to learn because of destruction you see happening in your life. You hear me? You're either going to learn from inspiration or you're going to learn from desperation because all hell is breaking loose. You hear me? I'm humbly suggesting that you begin to invest in yourself by listening to attitude type podcasts, reading attitude type materials, attending seminars, attending workshops, attending boot camps, attending mastermind sessions, not these losers anonymous type meetings where you get together and you just whine. Some of y'all got a buddy that you love to call and you just complain. You call this person just to complain and you're ruining your life. Here's number 8, y'all. You got to learn to ignore people who tell you you can't. You got to learn to ignore people who try to discourage you. They not telling you about you. They telling you about themselves. Once you see it through that lens, it can go in one ear and out the other. They mean no harm, but that doesn't mean they can't do harm. Because of this whack attitude they have. They are whacked out and they can't help it. They love you, but there are 2 things at work here. 1, if you succeed where they couldn't, what does that say about them? And 2, if you go out there and do the thing they're afraid of, what are they supposed to do? Celebrate that? They're afraid of it for a reason. They believe that you may die. They believe that you may suffer harm. They believe that catastrophe could strike. So they're trying to protect you from that. Consider yourself counted among the lucky if you're willing to risk it all for the life that you know you were meant to live. But pity the man, like my business partner says, pity the man, pity the woman who has a favorite restaurant. They got a favorite TV show, but they ain't got a favorite book. They ain't got a favorite author. They ain't got a favorite pastor or imam. Number 9, millionaires, check your language. Do you talk half full or do you talk half empty? Do you talk partly cloudy or do you talk it's partly sunny? Check your language. How do you talk? How do you speak life or speak death to your friends and family? There's a reason we say good morning, millionaire. It's because there's this big book about entrepreneurship that says, let the weak say, I am strong. When I was living in my car, way before I had this kind of net worth, I was still saying, I am now a millionaire. I bump into my friends from years ago. They like, you done changed, Haziq. But every day I've been saying, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better for years now. Check your language. See, some of y'all, man, y'all tune off once we get done with the video. Now, if you're watching a replay, that's one thing. But a lot of y'all tune out before we get to the affirmations because you're like, that's corny. That's for other people. If you've never tried it before, you're the one that definitely needs to be there. Because what I'm saying is you spend so much time during your day absorbing everybody else's negative crap. Don't you owe it to yourself to say something nice to yourself? Like, I am powerful. I am happy. I am grateful. I deserve to be rich. Because some of y'all got told by people that you love when your brain was still forming its patterns that you didn't deserve it. Some of you, it wasn't even the words, it was the actions. They showed you that you didn't deserve it. But the devil is a liar. And he'll fan the flames while you're sweating in the fire. Maybe it's time for us to start avoiding words like can't and won't and why and how. Here's number 10, y'all. Say why you like things, not why you don't. Say why you like things, not why you don't. List why you like things, not why you don't. Learn to count your blessings instead of always counting your burdens. Say why you like people. Say why you like that job. Say why you like your family. And stop repeating over and over and over and over and over again why you don't. Let me tell you what some of y'all do, man. You run down all the reasons something ain't gonna work. So when it fails, you can say, I knew that was gonna happen. That becomes your pillow. That becomes your trophy. The fact that you can say, I predicted that this was gonna fail. Check this out. Who cares? Who cares if it's a possibility it might fail? Your life is like a movie. Man, they did this study of like 9,000 movie scripts. And you know, these producers had to get through them real quick. They were like, which ones got picked up, right? It turns out that they would throw out every movie script that didn't have a catastrophe crack off in the first 5 pages. Why? Why? Because it ain't no movie if nothing bad ever happens. You are inspiring us with the hell you marching through. You hear me? But one thing about it, even though that's always present, the fire is always there. It's always just lurking in the background. You either in a crisis, just left the crisis, or you're about to enter a crisis. That's the way life goes. But what's going to keep you marching is that you are acknowledging, nourishing, and cherishing. You know, that's mindset, skill set, and heart set. You are acknowledging, you are nourishing, and you are cherishing the ability to notice what's good in every situation? What's good about those people you're around? What's good about that job you got? What's good about your family? What's good about your life? You're counting your blessings, not your burdens. Here's number 11. Help others without expectation of reward. Love don't keep score. Love don't keep score. Millionaires, that's all I got for you. But I just want you to think about this. If you say I'm not because he's not, who loses? If you say, why should I, who loses? You're the one that's losing that muscle strength of being great. You're the one whose muscles of kindness and grace and mercy are about to atrophy from lack of use. You're the one who's forgetting how to go high. So who's losing? And if you're a miserable person, what does that person even lose? Losing you. Visit a children's hospital. Find somebody who's stuck in a wheelchair, damn it. Ask yourself how long you stay in a bad mood. If it's longer than 5 minutes, there's something wrong. Count your blessings, not your burdens. And in closing, I just want to say this. If you take that same amount of time that you spend watching the local news, right? Start calling in right now. Start calling in right now. It's affirmation time. If you take that hour a day that you currently waste watching the local news and you convert that into positive action or learning for yourself, learning for your business, learning for your family, at the end of a year, you will have captured more than 15 full 24-hour days. Do you hear me? That's 1 year. Just taking that 1 hour, you now got 15 full 24-hour days of positivity, of growth, of maximizing your potential. This means you're helping your success 15 full days a year. Now, that's 45 days if you're talking about 8-hour days, but that's 15 full days. Watching the news or 15 days a year of building your future. You make the call. Millionaires, 50% of success is believing you can. We become what we think about. Repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful that I keep accomplishing more of my goals every day. Text call me to the number if it won't let you in, or if it tries to charge you. Just text call me to the same number and it'll call you back right away. I am so happy and grateful that money comes to me easily and frequently.